What is going on, Team Prime? I am back with another review, and today we're going to take a look at the Transformers Generations Power of the Primes Deluxe Class Decepticon Dreadwind. So before we get into Dreadwind, let's take a look at the packaging. So here you have a nice big image of Dreadwind. He is from Transformers. You have the symbol wheel for the power of the primes. Transformers. The Generations logo. On the back, you have your obligatory product shots. He changes in 13 steps. You can see the Prime Masters. How will the Doom-bringing Decepticon Air Defense Specialist wield the power of the Primes? That's it for the packaging. Also, in the packaging, you do get a collector card. Mine came with Amalgamus, so what does Amalgamus do? Takes ominous airborne forms. I don't know. Well, let's lower. Also, in the packaging, you do get a gun, and you get the Prime Armor. So now let's bring in the star. Whoa, no, sorry. Here is Dreadwind, aka Hydra, if you watched Transformers Super God Master Force. So, dang it, come on. Alright. So he is a white, gray, purple, and I'm gonna say this is either teal or turquoise color. In Japan, the only thing that would have been this color would have been this. Otherwise, all this green would have been red. He's a jet. He's a remold of Combiner Wars Skydive. So this is a rubbery material, but it's a very stiff rubbery material. This is flexible. You got this wing, you got these wings. Yeah, there's a jet under, or a robot under the jet, but who cares? You could take the Prime Armor, flip this peg over, and peg it into this port right there. And I kind of like this because it kind of recreates his Power Master thing. But yeah, you can also take the gun. Again, you can plug it into his hands. 2 ports here, the port here, or again the port right there. You've got quite a few options with this. Now, for comparison, here is Dreadwind with Titan's Return Skull Cruncher. So you guys can see how a jet scales to a giant alien crocodile. And here he is with Titan's Return Trigger Happy. He's the only jet Decepticon I own, so at deluxe scale anyway. So, let's get Dreadwind into his leg mode. So first, what you want to do is fold these up, bring this down, and bring it up like that. Then you want to take the wings, unpeg them, and they will repeg in down here. Flip that forward, and flip that forward, and then pull open the legs, and flip over the combiner peg, and there, he's a leg. Let's give him a foot. There it is. There's a foot. Boom. Now he's a foot. You can take the Prime Armor and plug it into the back of any of the combiner feet to give more stability. When he's on a combiner, he can tilt. So, yeah. Now to get him into his arm mode, bring the arms up. Bring them up on this joint, and they will... There's a peg, right there, that will peg into a port right there. Same thing over here. Now, just like the Aerobots, bring this down, bring this up, and these will peg together. Depending on your point of view for his arm mode, I do it this way, and then you take the wings and rotate them in. Rotate at the bicep. I said bicep. There is a peg right there that'll peg into this slot. Peg there, slot there. And then bend the arm back. Again, bend, rotate, and peg in. Flip the board up that way, and then I like doing this. Rotate the thumb in like that. Rotate the fingers, and then the thumb. And there you have Dreadwind as an arm. Looks pretty good as an arm. So let's get him into robot mode now. Rotate him at the waist, flip up the combiner peg, split the legs, flip his arms around, and rotate his head. And there you have Dreadwind in his robot mode. And you guys can see my speaker. I don't want you to see my speaker. There we go. There is Dreadwind in his robot mode. And he looks pretty good. Now, there's one big issue I have with the figure. This sitting here. Because on the G1 toy, and in the G1 cartoon, this would sit on his chest. But due to the gimmick, he kind of can't. Articulation, his head is on a ball joint. He can do a full 360. Arms can do a full 360. In, out. Bicep swivel, elbow bend, waist movement. Hips can go forward, they can go back, they can go in and out on a ball joint. Thigh swivel, and knee bend. Now let's give Dreadwind his gun, which can peg into his hand or his shoulders, and then flip this panel down. Flip this peg down. And plug that in. Now he has his Power Master thingy. Pull that out. And he can also hold this as a gun. Now let's put on Micronus. There. Now he's wielding the Prime that's in his artwork. You can do that. If you don't want him holding it, you can peg it into the port from jet mode, which sits on his butt. So when you turn him to the side, he has a big butt attachment. So let's take this off. Get him straightened out. And now, for comparison. Okay, starting off. Here we have him with Titan's Return Skull Cruncher. You can see they're almost the same height. Here he is with Titan's Return Trigger Happy. They're almost the same height. Now let's get a group shot. So here is Jazz. Whoop, if I can get them all in here. Okay, hold on. I can do this. I can do this. There they are. And there's also Grimlock and Starscream. All of the Wave 1 figures that I have thus far. That's also including Little Micronus and one more Wind Charger. This is all the Wave 1 figures that I have thus far from the Power of the Primes line, and they are pretty good together. So let's get all these guys out of here. And just so you guys get a sense, here he is with his combiner partner, Starscream. But yeah, overall, Dreadwind is a pretty neat deluxe. Is he the best version of Dreadwind we're ever going to get? No. That would have to be Masterpiece, and I'm kind of getting tired of Masterpiece, truth be told. But Dreadwind's a pretty darn cool deluxe. So that is the review of the Transformers Generations Power of the Primes Deluxe Class Decepticon Dreadwind. I will get Blackwing at some point, so we can do Dreadwing, their combiner jet mode. But yeah, so that has been the review. I thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all later.